Good morning. It's Monday, December 13th, and I have given what I'm about to say a lot of thought. And I have come to the conclusion that democracy in this country is being destroyed within ourselves because of our states' rights. We have states' rights, which leads us to 50 different answers to every single question that comes before us. We have abortion rights issues. We have gun rights issues. We have voting rights issues. We have issues with COVID-19 and Delta and Omicron, all the variations. We have issues with how to deal with that. And then beyond the state issues, which is 50 different versions of everything. You have municipalities within the states that have the right to do their own thing. Now, if we are living in a country of 330 million people, we will never get consensus on anything. And if we have representatives all over this country, hundreds of them, thousands of them, if you count municipal governments and all the other kinds of people who are in charge of something, we will never have a consensus. We will be mired in this problem of getting things done because we have refused, after 250 years of working at it, we have refused to continue to compromise on anything. So when you can look at the abortion laws, which are not based on science, because 6 weeks of pregnancy does not create a valid fetal heartbeat, and therefore in the state of Texas you can't have an abortion after 6 weeks, and in Mississippi you can't have an abortion after 15 weeks. And Roe versus Wade, which was the law that everything was based upon, is 24 weeks, when most scientists agree that there is a true fetal heartbeat at that. And then we have gun laws, where in some states you don't even need to live there. They don't even care who you are. You can walk in and buy a gun. And in other states you need permits and you need investigations and you need all kinds of things in order to be able to acquire an arms, a pistol, and maybe even an AR-15 of some. And then we look at voting. And even this dumb municipality of New York wants to give people who are not citizens the right to vote. And then they'll probably want to give people in the state the right to vote without being a citizen. But that's a minor situation with voting rights. We've got 25 states that are changing all their voting rules. And they're not changing them for the better to make it easier to vote. They're making it more difficult to vote. And who are the ones who are the difficult ones? The ones who will have difficulty voting. They're the minorities. They're the poor people. They're the indigenous people. They're the people of color. So we talk to the world and say what a great nation we are. Look at our diversity. Our diversity is no longer a strength. It has become a weakness. It has fostered the rise of the rights, the movement of rights. Let me call it the movement of rights. Everybody has rights. And nobody wants to agree that rights should be a universal thing. So why in the world do we have 25 or 30 or 40 states that have different rules on how a person can vote and when they can vote and whether or not they're qualified to vote? And the same thing holds true for the guns, right? Why should a person be allowed to get a gun without getting a permit, without getting a clearance, without proving that they're mentally stable, a difficult thing to do. Why isn't there a national law for all of these items? Because the states don't want to give up any power. They look at the Constitution, and the Constitution delegated these powers to them, and they want to keep them. And I can understand that. But sanity must prevail somewhere. There must be a national movement called Compromise All. We must get together and fix this country. We must appreciate the diversity that comes in this country, not fight against it, not have a reason why we will not accept certain people. Why do we have hundreds of organizations that are alt-right, white only, the Proud Boys, the Oath Takers, and so many other organizations that want to curtail the freedoms of people, that they can rise up. They even wanted to overthrow the government. I know everybody talks to me about coup and everything. Coup is a word, but it's an action. It's what happened. People can't tell me that coup is a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. They were trying to not certify the election. And they were led by somebody who wanted them not to certify it. And all of this stuff that's happening is because of our rights, because of division of power, because we don't want to live together. It's unfair. It's not right. Right's a bad word, I think. But it's not. Everybody in this country has a stake in it. If we want to do well and continue to do well and be a leader in the world, we have to lick this rights problem. We have to get back to what we were during World War II. When things had to get done, they got done, and everybody sacrificed something. We have come so far. It's 80 years since that. We have come so far from the center, and we're moving down a pothole. And we've got to stop. We've got to figure out. We've got to get a ladder and get our ass out of that hole. We can't go on like this, or we really will come apart. We can't survive having 50 ways to do anything. Nobody could do that. So somebody has to look at this thing and say, there are certain things that are universal, that must be the same for everybody. And abortion and guns and voting and fighting COVID are those things. There can't be a different way to fight those things in every single state, because we don't know what the hell they're doing. States ignore the science. They get angry if they have to have a mandate. They get angry if they have to keep their kids home and homeschool them. But they don't get angry when innocent people die. They don't get upset when somebody gets shot, because we shoot people all the time. And this ridiculous Texas and Mississippi abortion laws are signs of our ignorance. So that's all I have to say this morning, and I'll see you tomorrow.